Hi, it is free chatting time again. As usual, when I didn't post or did not share my YouTube for a few weeks, and I share many Chinese YouTubes, I will get messages from our old friends asking me what is those YouTube is about. So today I'd like to share with you what happened. Right now I'm in Asia, somewhere in Asia, okay, the business trip, and the two recent YouTube which I share in my channel is actually details presentations of General Qi Guang's 1560s writing, and including the 32 momentum set. Okay, so I explain in that two video, which is about 2.5 hours, the details of it. Okay, now the details of the first part and some of the second part you can see in the in my recent YouTube on upgrading the Wing Chun technology to impulse momentum technology, and it is written in details in the book, my book Wing Chun Matrix. Okay, so it's in there. Okay, and so all this information actually is within the YouTube which I present before. Okay, like upgrade the Wing Chun technology and Wing Chun Matrix, and the key of, say, the scientific, the impulse momentum, and so forth, which is I do not share with the Asia, is within the Wing Chun Matrix, because we want to map in there. Okay, and that's why I present it to Asia also, that mapping the General Qi Guang's writing and the 32 momentum sets, okay, into the impulse momentum theorem, because only that way, okay, we can know what is this, okay, and get scientific, the training, and so forth. So if you guys interested in what I'm talking about in details, get somebody to translate for you, and also in more details get the Wing Chun Matrix book, because it is there. There's the platform we want to migrate the Qi Guang's art, the real art, into the West. Okay, it's like culture. We want to preserve that thing. Okay, now one thing I didn't explain to you guys before on the General Qi Guang, in that 1560s the writing, there is drawing 32 posture 32 momentum, okay, not posture, 32 momentum in that book. Okay, now those are 32 type of momentum, which is combinations or fusions of the 4 momentum zone, namely the long fist, the short strike, the takedown, and the ground fighting zone. No, so that within that 32 momentum sets, they have all this 4 momentum zone stuff. Okay, and for the 32 momentum set of the General Qi Guang, where he used to train his army when he fought the Japanese pirate, every momentum at least have 2 changes, okay, within each momentum. Okay, for example, the whip, which is actually a chop. When you chop down, entering chop down, and if the guy go away, just step in and push him away. Okay, chop and push him away. And in the short strike, you get in. Okay, you strike his upper body. If he resists, you just take him down, a single leg takedown. If he turn away, you just go in, talk and twist and throw him out. Okay, So with the 32 momentum set, it have all that inside. Okay, and so as Chi Chi Guang wrote it, okay, he draw the picture and then he wrote down in the like the quit or the writing to present this to the beginner so that people know how to study and learn it. Too bad that he doesn't have the YouTube at that time. Okay, so for me is I have to study with different teacher, different shifus to learn what is it really in the 32 momentum sets. Okay, so I present to everybody, and also I tell everybody what I learned is from many different teachers from different style. We need to be watch out. In the General Chi Chi Guang writing, he actually feels different style to make this 4 momentum zone training or 4 momentum zone practice, okay, or 4 momentum zone games. So you know that even 500 years ago at 1560, he's not going for the like oh, you know, in the movie I belong to Shaolin, you belong to Wudang and all this thing. He's not. He tear those walls apart. He just took all this thing, fused into it, and make the 32 momentum sets. That's how powerful it is. And within the videos, I also show that the Wing Chun, okay, which is related to what within the Chi Chi Guang 32 momentum sets. It's in that video. So if you go watch that video, be patient. The second video, okay, the second video. If you can have somebody who know Chinese, let him explain to you. If you don't, you watch the second video. I show picture by picture the momentum and so forth. How, you know, you can use bong in one side and then you strike him lower strike, and then if you go away on another direction, go, all of them is there. Okay, so we do have a link, a straight, very solid link from the General Chi Chi Guang down to Wing Chun, okay, 1850s. We do have that, okay. And for the momentum, you know, like in the Wing Chun matrix, I bring it up that Wing Chun matrix videos, okay, and of course in the Wing Chun matrix books too. The handling of the CG, center of gravity, okay. I also presented in that in the Chinese video. Many people thinking, oh, you know, why am I discriminate and why I'm so narrow-minded, and then you have the Xingyi stand behind, all this kind of stuff, okay. And I like to share with you today, okay. The Chinese martial art, according to General Chi Chi Guang, don't do those standing back there. They handle their center of gravity well, okay. Now, this is Grandmaster Xie Dian. He is one of the top Xingyi Grandmaster in 1930s. The guy who challenge and fight. Okay. Now I want to look at them and look at how he handled his center of gravity. You look at that. Is he going to lean back, or his center of gravity is going to go move forward? Same thing here. Is he leaning back or he's going forward? Okay. He can different posture, but you see how he handled his center of gravity. Okay. This is the application side. You see how he handled his center of gravity? Is he stand there or he just go in? He's going preparing to go in. Okay. Same here. Same here. Okay. So closer. See this? See this? See this? So be really careful, okay? Not you need to have the center of gravity go forward, like I talk about in the Wing Chun Matrix, the book and the videos. Otherwise, I really don't know what are we doing. Okay, it's not following what the General Chi Guang presenting. Okay, now that's the first thing. The second thing I want to share with you is this. So I have more books. I dig out more books, and this time I'm collecting or gathering books of the 1930s. Yes. Okay. So I have also found my Xigong Ma Li Tang, the Xingyi, and the revolutionist Grandmaster Ma Li Tang, okay, late Grandmaster Ma Li Tang, the Qigong master. Among the Grandmaster like Xie Dian, okay, and also Jing Yiming and many different Grandmaster in the 1930, okay, and they're related to Sun Lu Tang and all those things. Now, we got to watch out here. Now, by evidence, we know today, 1930s, almost 100 years ago, they already want it, and they already pushed for going scientific, okay? And so what happened is that there's a challenge in Beijing by Western wrestler in Beijing. So they face this challenge, and then they defeat the Westerner, and then they want reform. So these people like Ma Li Tang, who is, and then all these people who is like Jing Yiming and so forth, who related to the military school and so forth. They at that time they want to reform, make it scientific, get rid of the mysterious stuff, and then get rid of the show business, and get rid of this lineage or style stuff. They want to get rid of it because they. So in other words, that they want to go back to like in General Chi Guang time. Okay, make it scientific. Okay, so instead of like become, or dropping name of the Grandmaster and so forth, because they want scientifically people know what they are learning, and they really the Chinese martial art is really useful for martial arts, for fighting. Okay, and then the body, you need to train the body. Okay, they want it that way now. So per today, a language, and you know that this guy is like, I showed this Grandmaster Xie Dian, is Xingyi, and Ma Li Tang, okay, and Jing Yiming and so forth. They know at that time like Sun Lu Tang and all those Grandmaster so forth. Now, while Xie Dian like in Xingyi, I mean, this is internal art, right? But you look at how they handle the center of gravity. Okay, now, if you take whatever they write and you look at today, it is, oh my God, because somehow today's people, in general, most people get into God knows how, all kinds of philosophical stuff, no longer following like Grandmaster Ma Li Tang and Xie Dian people talking anymore. They define things really clearly, okay, and they want to map that into scientific. They don't want this mysterious this and that. But today is the so-called Qi and all this kind of thing. They don't say that. Okay. So now for 100 years you can see from the writing, the traditional Chinese martial art have already not only not moving forward or delay 100 years, is moving backward. And it go living into some kinds of hallucination zone, which is the people who in 1930 do not do. Okay, and the 1930 people like the Grandmaster Jing Yiming, they follow the General Qi Ji Guang stuff. Okay, and particularly even the writing of Jing Yiming, Grandmaster Jing Yiming. Okay, he tell you, don't believe in this posture can defeat that posture. Forget about it. Momentum is about change. Okay, it's about fast. It's about momentum play in today's language, impose momentum play. So they warn people that it's in writing. Okay, don't practice this posture, defeat that posture. He said you don't have time for that. Okay. So the second thing I want to tell you, what today you see is not what 100 years ago, and traditional Chinese martial art have 100 years of delay and go backward to some kinds of a fantasy zone in general. And of course there's good people who still practice in the 1930s way. Otherwise I will not be able to find out. Like I tell everybody in the 2 Chinese presentation, I say I go visit different sifu and they are generous to teach me. Okay, then I know. Otherwise how can I know? I don't know everything. I'm just a guy who relay this thing. Okay, like a reporter, I report on what is going on. So this is the second thing. The third thing, well, in Asia, right? So did I met some grandmaster? Yes. This time I met a very top known quote-unquote internal grandmaster who have high or advanced capability in Fajing. Okay, so I went to see him. He's 70 something. Okay, smaller size than me. So we have a good talk. See, the issue is we are comparing notes, and if anything I don't understand, I don't know, I ask him. I want to learn from him. Okay, I just clean my cup. Okay, so at one point, usually it happens like touch hand, right? Test it out, right? So I asked him, I said, Grandmaster, so right now if I shoot in, because I'm doing Wing Chun, okay, short strike is my specialty. I shoot in, okay, because shoot in, going through the middle door to shoot in, that is the key thing for all traditional Chinese martial art. You want to get enter, you shoot in, okay. And this is extremely different than the people, like last year the Tai Chi and the MMA fight where the Tai Chi practitioner cannot take the shoot in of the Xi Xiaodong, okay, so forth. Okay, so I asked this grandmaster, I said, I'm going to do a shoot in. Please show me how do you take the shoot in. Of course I'm not going to do like what do you call it, General Qi Ji Guang style, where every momentum you have 2, 3 change or 4 change, or proving who is a higher skill. That is not the point. Okay, it got nothing to do with that, because we come with respect to learn something from somebody. Okay, so I said, well, this is not about who win, who lost. It's not about who better than who. This is, I like to know what is this. Okay, please teach me, please show me. So I do a shoot in. Okay, and of course I'm not going to do full force, but slowly, you can do it slowly. Okay, you can test it like you test a car drive. Okay, 50 miles, 60 miles, 70 miles, 80 miles, right? Now he be able to jam me with the force flow. He jammed me with the force flow. When I shoot in, he jammed my impulse momentum with a force flow. Okay? That happened. It's real. Using force flow to shoot in. Now I get into, you can see my video or the Wing Chun Matrix book. I shoot in like that, right? And I play like force flow stuff in the videos and the basic Wing Chun book, so forth. Okay. So he jammed me, and I said, well, can I go faster? Okay. He said, go. Okay, because come on, man, he's 70 something years old, smaller body than me, like a 25 pounds less than me. Okay, we are there with respect. We want to understand technology, how good this technology, okay, and we want to experiment with this technology, and he showed me and all this thing. So after that he showed me. He said, well, you use force flow this way. Okay, you want to refine this. Okay, you want to refine this, and I feel really well. I very, very good. Okay, I appreciate a lot, because how many years do you think I need to refine it if he's not telling me that? Okay, so it's practically, he verified this and that. So practically right now we know that is a shoot in with the momentum, impulse momentum, and that is another impulse momentum play, which is the force flow play. So you can think about it like the body, the impulse momentum going in is like shooting a missile, where the force flow injection to stop or to interrupt or to intercept the missile is like the laser gun. Okay. So right on the spot, I tell him, I said, okay, so right now we have two things here. One is what we call the shoot in. Okay. Another one, the shoot in is the body shoot in, right? Body is called 入身 in Chinese. 入身. Body shoot in. And there's another type of shoot in. So I call it 入境. It's force flow go in. Force flow shoot in. Okay, so there's two types. The body go in, type of shoot in, or the body not necessarily have to shoot in like the short strike, but be able to eject the force flow. Okay, so I acknowledge that, and he has all the characteristic, because if it wasn't him, I do not know how these 7 balls can be played. Okay, it is impulse momentum. When we shoot in with the body, even though we have the torque here, but his handling of the torque is even more refined. So that is the beauty of the technology. Okay, and that's why anybody who can find my mistake and correct me is my teacher. So I learned from him, right? And the credit need to give to him. I don't want to mention his name here because I do not want to drop name. It's not necessary to drop name here. Okay, now. So after we play around and so forth, and then I can tell you all, I'm 25 pounds more than him. So with him be able to jam the impulse that, okay, even it doesn't have to be extreme high speed, you know that at least his system of handling, okay, is 30-40% more effective than mine, effective than the shoot in. Okay. So I want to tell her this is all scientific now. We know we can measure what it is. Okay. Now, so then he told me, he said, I like the way how you ask me question, because this is real thing. Okay, when you fight, you go in. Okay, that's what I've been prepared. Okay, what I trained for decades. You can be able to take the strength, you be able to have the time, the timing, the speed, and all this thing. Of course, he's slower than me, but because of he using force flow, okay, I have to move my body. Shoot in, he used a force flow. So he countered the speed that way. Okay. So all these people, grandmaster, all these grandmaster are very scientific. Okay. Now, so after we talked, and he tell me one thing. He said, you know, most people who ask me question never ask like me, like you. Where ask and open, have a clean cut so that you know what I'm talking about. He said people usually, when people ask me, I say one thing, they say 10 things. Okay, and we both agree on one thing, like the 6-13-3 stuff, you know, like in the book, my book, you know, basic Wing Chun, okay, about the 6-13-3, 6 core element, 13 state. You need to have the impulse momentum generations, the physical. The mind is just the GPS, and the chi and all those things is just your like the electrical system or the fuel system. If you do not have the body conditions, if you do not have the, like for example your cars, the wheel transmission system, forget about it. Okay, and he's telling me, okay, these days people is keeping talking about this chi and then this yi or all this thing, but in real life, without the platform of the car, if my body is not conditioned, in his word, my body is conditioned, not conditioned this way, I cannot do it, even if I yi and the chi and all this thing. This is from a grandmaster, a top high level grandmaster per today's world in internet. Okay, I'm glad to have people who point out my issue, and right now, as I say, I retire from Wing Chun. I'm everybody's student. Okay, provided scientific and is reasonable. Okay, so the 6-13-3 right now, I verified it. It is what it is. Okay, the 6-13-3. So, like the chi is actually neural. I call it a new name. Okay, on the chi layer, which is the fourth layer, the physical, the mind, the breathing, the what do you call it, the chi layer. The chi layer today I rename it is a neural energy layer, because it's have to do with your neuron, have to do with blood circulations, and of course your energy, you know, like your fuel. And if you use the 6-13-3 and the momentum, or what I'm discussing in the Wing Chun Matrix book, you'll be able to understand what all these grandmasters talk about. They are willing to teach, but most people don't like to learn that way. They like to go, oh, this is chi, this is this grandmaster said this, that grandmaster said that, and they never get into the physics, the biomechanics of it. Okay, and as the writing, I talk about the 1930 and 1700, all of those chi and blah 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 stuff is, you know what is that? Biomechanics. Very fine-tuned, sophisticated use of biomechanics. Now we know it, okay, and because we know it, we be able to replicate it, because we just put it into the engineering way, now procedure, you can do it. So this grandmaster, I feel really appreciate, okay, and a lot of things get verified. So the old timer is not like today most people, oh, my skill is better than your skill. All this thing, does the real grandmaster don't do that. They go to details. Okay? We speak the language. So that's why I said, if you know the 6-13-3 and you know the Wing Chun matrix, the impulse momentum, you talk to any of the grandmaster, you'll be able to understand what they're talking about. Okay? Now, for the 613.3, you can get it viewing my videos or reading the book Basic Wing Chun. Do not get it from anybody else, okay? There are people who copy my stuff out there and thinking they have the same and no, that's not the same, okay? I coined that thing, force flow. You better follow what I'm talking about, because now all this thing is verified, okay? Okay, so that is the third thing I like to tell you, okay? The internal art grandmaster, they are scientific. It's not all this woo-woo, magical, name dropping, all this kind of stuff. No, they are really pragmatic people. And in fact, they don't even mention internal or whatever. We break down, like I told you, like the car, right? You have the car platform transmissions. And you tell me, you say, well, if my body is not conditioned this way, even his 7D, his body is really conditioned, refined, much more refined than me. Even though I have handling the 7 balls already. Okay? And of course, usually people cannot handle it because we cannot understand it, because if they don't have their 7 calls, they don't have their 6 core element, 613.3, and the impulse momentum, they will not be able to understand what it is. And that's why it is really difficult to communicate if you don't have this thing. Alright? And one thing I can reveal to you with this today, disregard of shooting in with the force flow, okay, or the body, the lower 4 balls need to be conditioned. They are exactly the same. The only difference is that one is shooting out using the force flow, another is using the body. So one is like the missile rockets. Okay, you need to get the rocket fly. Another one is the laser beam, and you need that momentum and those energy to convert it to shoot it up. So the lower 4 balls is the same. And by looking at the lower 4 balls, one know. And other thing is, people talk about this Dan Tian and all this thing. If you read my book Wing Chun Matrix, the body can be break down into 3 parts: the arm, the torso, the trunk, and then the leg, right? The Dan Tian stuff is actually the momentum, impulse momentum of the body type. You know why? Because the body carry the most weight of a human, right? So if you want to move this body, be it in the direct linear way or in the angular momentum way, you need to handle this weight. And that is where the so-called Dan Tian stuff come. Or for the qi and all this like the 4th layer, neural energy layer, they are different stuff. But in the Jing and so forth, or the force flow and so forth, you need to move this body, the massive weight, that thing. And you need to move the CG. That's what Dan Tian is about. Okay? Don't get into the mysterious, oh, I have a chi and everything, and show me. Okay? And as again, I go to the top grandmaster. It is what it is. Okay? Of course, your chi, if you have the neural energy or neural layer, 6 core element, and that core element develop, you will be able to have more handling. But if you don't have the physical, which handling this weight to generate the impulse momentum, NV or NV M delta V, there's no way you can do anything. Okay? So now we can map everything into a scientific. Okay? So this is what I experience, and I really think and appreciate for all this teacher who taught me. Even though I'm not their student, but now I'm all their student. I'm the student, all of this teacher, like I mentioned in the General Chi Chi Guang writing, if I don't have all the teacher, I will never understand what the heck's going on there. And the same with this internal art grandmaster. If I do not have him pointing out this, I will not be able to see this far, to refine this far. Okay. So it's good. I not belong to any style or anything. I am just for culture, for educations. Okay. We just want to bring out what is to present what is the facts. Otherwise, we're screwing other people. We screw the ancestor because we don't understand what it is. We screw the people who come later because we tell them what I don't even know what we are telling them. So the past 100 years, what is that? It seems that it's all become. Actually, the grandmaster told me. He said this is what people today read too much Chinese martial art fictions or watching too much movie. It is not like that. Okay. Okay, so it's confirmed. My Wing Chun Matrix book and the basic Wing Chun book stuff. Okay, the 6 Din 3 and impulse momentum mapping, that is confirmed now. If you know that, you can learn much better. If you met an advanced internal player, real deal player. Okay, not the cult type or whatever. People can do whatever they want. Okay. So the last thing I want to tell you this. Now they are starting lawsuing. Yes, lawsuing. Okay. So people get sued, get into the court. If people find you that you're stealing their art, okay, they can go just file a lawsuit, and you need to present your prior art to know where your art come from. And there are even people, who is doing those jobs, those law or this legal job. Okay. And of course there are many people using my stuff, and I'm not going to push that, enforce that. Okay, even though I know which lawyer to call in Asia. For me, my bottom line is simple. As soon as it is an honest presentation to help the traditional Chinese martial art, I'm not going to enforce any lawsuit or anything. But the minute you get into out there and doing all kind of crazy stuff to screw people up, then I reserve my right. Okay, this is the educations. Okay, and out in Asia, many people love traditional Chinese martial arts. Okay, they want to protect Chinese traditional Chinese martial art. Okay, the people. No, I'm only one guy. There are many people in Asia who like to protect the culture. Okay. So this is for you today, and you know that. Okay, it's got nothing to do with you sometimes you hear in forum when you talk about certain thing. Oh, that guy have zero skill. What zero skill? I met all these people. They never tell me I'm zero skill or who's zero skill. They talk about things in details. That is a real expert, professional. They are real grandmaster, not the guy. Oh, you are zero skill. I'm better skill. But what are you better? Can you tell me? All those grandmaster can tell me. Like asking the General Chi Chi Guangs, the drawing. I said, sir, what does this mean? He said, oh, this is this. Okay, this can have tool change. And short strike, you always go in and you throw and you go turn, and the throw is different than the wrestling. Okay, the throw in the short strike art is different than wrestling. So people explain me in details. It's not about, oh, I'm better fighter than you, my father is better fighter than you, my father is higher, more grandmaster than you. Cut that off. Okay. So for past 100 years, if we need Wing Chun, we need traditional Chinese. We love If we love Wing Chun, we love traditional Chinese martial art, this is the time. We need to get scientific, get professional. Okay? The information is still there. People is still there. There are a lot of people we can learn from. Okay? So I'm just one of the guy who relay this, what I see with you. Okay? And again, if you want to know what I clearly define, read the book, my book, Basic Wing Chun, and the Wing Chun Matrix. Do not get the definition from anybody. If you don't want to pay the money to buy the books, go watch that hundreds of videos, YouTube of mine. Okay, but if you want to save time and everything, use a reference or everything, just get the book. Okay, so this is what I want to share with you guys. Okay, right now things get really more and more clear, and let's not fall into the mystical hallucinations or make simple thing complex. Okay, everybody deserve to develop a good art. Okay, it's like you're going to university. Everybody can go to university and learn, and everybody can be a top grade engineers or scientists. Nobody should play the top ceiling. This is not code. Okay, and only that way everybody win, and there's a traditional Chinese martial art and Wing Chun grow and expand. Okay.